I'm back. So I want to talk about Wale saying that Future is a top 10 artist of all, or rapper of all time, probably. So now I'm going to touch on that real quick. This has been going on for a minute. A lot of artists been giving Future his props. I forgot what rapper it was out of Atlanta who said that Future is the king of Atlanta, and a lot of artists have paid Future respect, and a lot of people do like Future. So that's why I want to speak on it. Where Future ranks, is he top 10? How I feel about Future and stuff like that. So I want to start off by saying that I'm actually am a Future fan. Future is one of my favorite artists. He one of my most listened artists probably from the 2010s. You can't deny his impact. From 2010, the Mount Rushmore has to be Future, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. I think most people will agree that them probably the top four rappers since 2010. You can throw Nicki Minaj in there, but of course that's female rap, so that's something kind of different. But them four artists that I named been the four biggest artists, love them or hate them. Um and like I said, I am somebody who actually do listen to Future and do listen to Drake. I didn't like Drake at first, but I couldn't deny Drake, dropping hits every summer. I can't deny that I didn't like Drake, but he basically made me like him because he kept on dropping song after song, that was catchy and that I ended up liking. Like, you can't deny that Drake got a bunch of great songs, especially if you in a environment, out and about or chilling with people at a party with a girl. Like, Drake make perfect music for that, just like Future do. And it's always been like a battle, like Drake and Future. That's why they made the album together versus Kendrick and J. Cole, who was supposed to have an album together. Because it's basically like, catchy music, commercial music versus, well, like substance music. It's what it was a classic case of. So getting into and that's funny speaking about that because when I'm talking about it, Future a top 10 rapper of all time. Now I agree. I think that most people top five, the general top five and my top five is kind of the general top five that most people say. Like Tupac, Nas, Eminem, Jay-Z, and then you got Biggie. It generally was the top five for the longest. Now, some people changed that fifth spot. Some people don't have Biggie in there because his catalog wasn't long enough. He didn't do enough. Some people don't like Jay-Z as a rapper. Some people don't like Eminem because he white. Like, so if people it's not everybody listed the same, but that is the general top five. Then of course, if you down south, it's gonna be different. You might have Scarface in your top five or Andre 3000, even though he don't have no solo album. He really, you can really only count Outkast as a group, but some people might include him. Trying to think of who else. Then if you on the West Coast, you might have Ice Cube in your top five. If you on the East Coast, some people East Coast people got DMX in their top five. You still got Rakim. So it's people who can change in and out, but I do believe that the general top five is the Nas, Eminem, Tupac, Biggie, and Jay-Z. And then Lil Wayne is another one who could be thrown in there, who might actually be in my top five, or I know for sure a top 10, because Lil Wayne is one of my actually favorite artists of all time. You can't deny Lil Wayne impact and what Lil Wayne has done for music. But Lil Wayne and Future getting into it, um, I feel like especially Future, will never be able to get put into the conversation with with the real hip hop heads and like, the real pure hip hop people because of his lack of substance. To a certain degree, Lil Wayne is like that and Jay-Z, what I'm gonna get into. But Lil Wayne and Jay-Z get still included in a lot of people top 10 and top five because they actually great rappers. And I always said it's like Jay-Z and Lil Wayne and Jay-Z got conscious music too here and there, but really Lil Wayne, even though because Lil Wayne got a few conscious songs like How to Love and Mirror with Bruno Mars and I Miss My Dogs, Hustler music, but we know 70-80% of Lil Wayne music is, talking about crazy, the typical rapper bullshit, money, pussy, drugs, whatever. So we know that that's the majority of Lil Wayne music. But I feel like if Lil Wayne was like 50-50, and Lil Wayne was a little bit more conscious, he could have definitely been in a lot of people's top five, if not top three, because that's how impactful he was, and he's still a great, rapper. People might not like his punchlines, and some call him corny, but he do have a lot of, great punchlines, and he know how to make great music, and it's the way that he says it. Like I always tell people, because people say Lil Wayne say, be talking whack, but I said if you can say like somebody else can say the same thing that Lil Wayne said, and it won't sound as good because Lil Wayne didn't say it. Like, Lil Wayne knew how to speak and talk with so much confidence that whatever he said sounded good. Like there is some Wayne bars that was, trash or like corny, but he said it with so much confidence and so good that it sounded good. And that was Wayne's special talent. So yes, Wayne is the typical rapper, but he does it better than the typical rapper. The same for Future. Future especially rap about, the typical rapper stuff, but he more catchy and he knows how to do it better than the average rapper. So that's where he benefits from, and that's why he stands out among the typical rappers because he know how to do it. He said when he made Racks on Racks, like he got down the format of making just catchy songs, and then he Metro Boomin and all the producers having good beats. So he really mastered that. So but I feel like that's why, nobody's ever gonna put Future in the same category as Nas or Tupac or even Eminem. And then Lil Wayne is, like I said, more so put there over a Future would, just because of Wayne impact. And then most people would say that Wayne is a better rapper than Future. And then Future kind of get put inside the same category with like a T.I. and Jeezy. Like he kind of took over from them, running Atlanta rap and stuff like that. And to a lesser degree, Gucci also, to where, they main, subjects was, trapping and talking about selling drugs and stuff like that. T.I. did have his little consciousness because I feel like T.I. stands out, always stood out among like Jeezy and Gucci and Future because T.I. could actually rap. Most people give T.I. his props as a rapper, especially being from down south. T.I. can actually rap and spit, and then T.I. did try to be versatile and a little bit more conscious than the other three that I named. Future, I mean T.I. do got a lot of conscious songs throughout his catalog. Jeezy do too. Jeezy make motivational music, but a lot of people can feel like they can't relate to Jeezy because Jeezy speaks to the hood and to the trapper. So if you a everyday regular person, you might not be able to feel Jeezy music as much. But I'm able to feel Jeezy music, and I'm not on all of that trapping type of stuff. But I am from the hood. But I also look at Jeezy music as motivation to get money, and I'm about getting money. So that's what a lot of Jeezy is about. But and not even about trapping, but about hustling. Cause I might not be able to relate to it in a way that he's getting money, but I can relate to the hustle per se. That's why I was always a GC fan. And even hip hop, the most hip hop heads can admit that Jeezy first album is a classic, and I feel like that's why Jeezy always put on a mantle. Because regardless of what type of hip hop fan you is, his first album is amazing. Like front to back, like you can't deny that. And I feel like no other, T.I., Jeezy, or Gucci don't have an album, a classic album. Like, Jeezy, it's not Illmatic, it's different, but it's a certified classic, like how Illmatic or All Eyes on Me is. But I feel like, and then Jeezy, The Recession was a good album. Jeezy second, Jeezy do have a good catalog. People just don't put Jeezy only get hate because he's not viewed as the greatest technical rapper. Like, like his bars and flow and all of that. Like, he always got looked at as like a simple rapper. But in the same vein, like, people say that about Tupac to a certain degree. So there you go. Like, Jeezy, to a lot of people is looked at like a Tupac. He just not better than Tupac or considered as great as Tupac. Because I do feel like, for one, Tupac is a better rapper than Jeezy. Because people talk about Tupac rapping ability, but there's songs like Troublesome 96 and a bunch of songs where Tupac could actually spit his ass off. And then Jeezy not as conscious, like relatable to the everyday person. That's the difference too. Like Tupac and Nas is more so relatable to the everyday person. Jeezy music is kind of more just relatable to people in the hood than people, that live that life. Like the everyday regular, or a nerd or everyday working a 9 to 5 can't really relate to Jeezy unless you like me, to where you can put it in a mindset of hustling. But then, like I said, if I wasn't from the hood, I might not really care for Jeezy music also. Versus, like, Tupac got music and songs that Mexicans, all people around the world can relate to. Same for Nas. Nas make music that the everyday person and nerds can relate to. So that's really the difference when it comes to that. But yeah, but I always felt like Future is in that category, and me personally, I can't put Future over Ti or Jeezy. Just because I feel like Ti is a better rapper, and I didn't live through both. I feel like Ti was the better artist for his time. So it's hard for me to put him over there. But regardless, Future is a legend though. Like I said, you can't deny his impact. You can't deny his hit songs. You can't deny him as an artist. Regardless, you have to give him his props. And everybody get hate. Like I said, like people don't want to give Eminem his due. People don't got Eminem because he's white in a top 5. People don't have it's people that don't like Jay-Z, just don't like him and don't have him in their top 5. It's people who think that Nas is boring and Nas beats is whack, so they don't have him in the top list. It's certain people, even though if you ask if you make most lists, usually Tupac is gonna win, followed by Eminem and Nas gonna be, them gonna usually be the top 3. But it's people who don't even like Tupac who say that because he's not a technical rapper, like he ain't having no bars. The people who like underground rap. And there's some rappers, some people who like underground rap who don't like nobody that's commercial or nobody who got hit songs. So, you can't make everybody happy, but we making general lists. I do feel like Future is a top 10 from Atlanta. The most, people in Atlanta would probably admit to that. Maybe even top 5 rapper from Atlanta. He gonna go down as a legend. When Future die, a lot of people is gonna shed tears. Um, he definitely solidified himself. You can't deny that. Love him or hate her, like I said, to a certain degree, like Lil Wayne. But like, the pure hip hop heads never liked Lil Wayne, but they couldn't deny his impact and that he had catchy songs like that. Like I said, Lil Wayne is more respected than Future just because like Lil Wayne is viewed as a more technical rapper and better at rapping, but we know that Lil Wayne don't get his due because of his lack of substance. And then to a certain degree, people felt that way about Jay-Z, and that's why Jay-Z would never be in my top 3, even though he can be 4 or 5. I can't put him over Nas, Eminem, or Tupac because he didn't have that substance. Because a lot of Jay-Z music is talking about material stuff and I got this and material this and his drug dealing days. So um, yeah, that's just what I wanted to say about what Wale said. And I wanted to touch on it because a lot of people have been, a lot of rappers, Future is respected by a lot of rappers. And then, he influenced a lot of these rappers. He definitely had this impact. You can't deny, and he been doing it for a long time. I remember when Future first came out. I remember when Tony Montana came out and Magic with T.I. and Turn Out the Lights. Like, he always been able to make good songs and, catchy little catchy music. And then he dropped what was it? Fuck Up Some Commas. I remember when that was one of the biggest songs out, a certified hit. I remember when Racks on Racks was a big song. Then he kind of dipped when he got with Sierra, even though that Honest album, a lot of people like the song Honest. I like the song with Kanye, I Won. That's a great song. And then, once he broke up with Sierra, he reinvented himself and dropped Monster, and Dirty Sprite 2 is a great album. It's a classic for me. a lot of people view it different, but I look at it just like with Jeezy first album. It's not like a Illmatic type of classic, but um, it's a great album, front to back. You can't deny it. That's a great album. And then he came, he dropped Hendrix where he switched up his swag and was singing more and making, more songs for the females. That was a great album. Future didn't really put in the work. Like he didn't put in the work and he didn't been big for a long time. Um you can't deny that. Like I said, the only thing hurt Future back is his substance. Like I just listened to Future new album that just came out or mixtape. And the thing that he did with Metro Boomin, like Future, like I'm really starting to see it like it just sounds like one long album for real. Like, one long song for real. My bad. Like the whole album, because it's just the same stuff. Fuck bitches, this, do drugs, this, I got money, I'll take your bitch. Like literally, I listened to the whole album at the gym and I'm like, every song is damn near the same. Just with a different beat. So, like it became repetitive to a certain degree. But in Future did it better because that's the problem when you make the same type of music. It's like, okay, if I want to listen to Future, if I want to listen to you talk about the same stuff, I'd rather go back and listen to Dirty Sprite 2 or Monster when you did it better. Because that's what it's about. It ain't always just about the subject matter, it's about how you doing it. And it's not as good as it was. Like when I listen to this album, I'm like, it just don't sound as good. I can tell, like you did, like it's starting to get lazy, or like how it be when every rapper run out of stuff to talk about. Even Eminem and Nas, like I told you, two of my favorite rappers. They last few albums, like I reviewed the Death of Slim Shady. It was a great album. I liked some songs, but it just don't never hit like they earlier stuff. It just, I don't know if it's because well, it's a lot of reasons. I don't know because of the hunger. They just don't have that hunger that they once had when they was broke or before they got on. What else? Maybe getting older just is a part of getting older. You just lose your swag and the way to talk. Or maybe we just tired of, like I was saying, we just get tired of hearing them. Like, you just get tired of just everything like that with TV shows, movies. Like, you do get to a point to where the nostalgia, whatever, y'all know the word, when that wears off, and then it's just like, you just kind of get tired of it. Then, like I said, when you're doing the same thing that you did before, but you did it better before, like, spitting the same type of stuff, but it's like, okay, the beats was better then, like you was saying it better. But you always get some good songs here and there. Like I said, the Death of Slim Shady, Nas' last album had a couple songs I could take from this Future album. It was like two songs on there that I like, but overall, it's just like, yeah, it's not what it used to be. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to come and talk on speak on that because, like I said, I am a Future fan. Future is one of my most listened to artists. He made great music for what he is, but I feel like he never gonna be able to get put into the GOAT conversation because of his lack of substance. But sure, and then the reason why, because a lot of people say Tupac is the greatest because of his substance, and that's a part of it. But I always say this: Tupac is considered the greatest rapper to me, and I think that a lot of people agree if they think about it is because of he's the most versatile rapper. I can listen to Tupac when I'm in the club. I can listen to Tupac at a party. I can listen to Tupac when I'm depressed, so many tears. I ain't mad at you, dear mama. I can listen to Tupac when I'm ready to fight or riled up or beefing with somebody, hit him up, troublesome 96, bomb first. Like I said, he got his club records like How Do You Want It, I Get Around, Toss It Up. Like, Tupac got a song for every mood that I'm in. Most rappers not able to do that. And that's the thing. It's kind of like, sports. Like most rappers is not able to be versatile. Like they stick to their lane. Like, like, and that's, and when you great at something, just like a basketball player, if I'm great at scoring, like Carmelo Anthony, if I'm great at shooting or I'm great at scoring, Tracy McGrady, that's what I'm gonna go to. That's what I'm known for. That's what I'm great at. Just like with Future, if I'm great at making catchy songs, that's what I'm gonna do. Versus, being versatile like a Tupac or I mean not Tupac, but Michael Jordan or Kobe. That's why they considered the best players. LeBron. Magic, like the best players is because they able to do a little bit of everything, but um everybody not able to do that, and then you can't come across as unauthentic because I said this too. If Lil Wayne or Future did try to make more conscious music, it wouldn't sound right, and that's the problem. Also, sometimes you do get backed into a corner to where you can't really grow or change because people so used to you, and they like if Future made a super conscious song or something like that, people gonna be like, it just don't hit the same. The same thing happened with Lil Wayne. Cause I remember when How to Love dropped, everybody was like, no, this ain't Lil Wayne. Like, no, people still think it was ghost written, which I'm not sure if it was. I know there is some writers on there, but like yeah, so that's a problem also. And then, everybody not lucky enough to be versatile. It takes work in it. And, especially with music, it has to be natural. And, sports, you can kind of work on that, but it is what it is. Just like people say, all Randy Moss did was run deep, but he was the best at running deep. And that's why he's still considered a top three receiver of all time. So, you got to look at it. Like I said, with Lil Wayne only talk about bullshit, but Lil Wayne is still considered, even by real hip hop heads, at least in the top 10 or one, you can't deny him being one of the greats because he was that great at doing it. Same for Carmelo. He's real great at scoring. Yes, we would have loved them to play defense, but he still made it. He's so great at scoring. He still made it to the NBA. Probably still gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. I know they let Tracy McGrady make it to the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that and speak on that real quick. So, tell me what y'all think.